Today I'm going to show you 5 best money making methods you can use on Donut SMP. 4 of them can earn you over 1 million in just 1 hour, and the 5th one is more of a bonus method, perfect for beginner players, and it's also the easiest one of all. So I promise you that right after watching this video you will be able to make tons of money and finally become rich on Donut SMP. As always, I will be running each method for 30 minutes to show you how much money you can make in a full hour. First method is selling coral blocks. This method is super effective since many players on the server build pickle farms, and as you probably know, every single pickle farm design needs coral blocks to work. That's why people are buying them. To use this method, first you need to find a coral reef which spawns in warm oceans, usually next to the desert biomes, and then you need to use a silk touch pickaxe to collect living coral blocks. Using a regular pickaxe will kill the coral and no one buys dead corals. There are 2 main ways to sell them. First one is to put them on the auction house for around 19k for 10 coral blocks, and the second method is to sell them through slash orders, which honestly gives even better profit. Before starting, I highly recommend getting a helmet with aqua affinity and boots with depth strider. You can get these items from crates, and these enchantments make mining and swimming underwater faster and more efficient. The better the gear, the more coral you can collect and the more money you will make. When it comes to pickaxe, I'm using the one that's ideal for this task with the best enchantments, but the only real requirement is silk touch. Let's get some coral blocks and list them for 19k on auction house. And boom, our first 20k. Now let me show you the better method, selling through slash orders. Look, this guy is buying pink coral blocks for 710, so we'll mainly focus on mining pink coral. Red coral blocks also work well, and the rest, like blue or yellow, we will just list on slash auction house for 19k per 10 blocks. That's it for this method. In 30 minutes I made around 711k, so in 1 hour that's 1.4 million. Here's the proof. I only sold coral blocks. Selling on slash orders made most of that money. I was getting 100k for just 2 stacks, and mining that doesn't take long. I highly recommend trying this method, and now let's just move on to the next one, which is selling wood-based items. This one is really simple. You only need an axe, and it can be any kind, even stone. That's what I used, and it didn't slow me down at all. So, step 1, find the forest. I think this is pretty easy. Step 2, chop trees, also easy. And step 3, craft and sell these items. Fences, trapdoors, doors, chests, and the last one, stone axes. Here's how I price them. Trapdoors for 14k, doors for 6k, stack of fences 38k, chests 4.8k, and stone axes for 9k. But their price can be different in your case, since I was listing them for the lowest price. So for example, if somebody was selling trapdoors for 15k, I listed them for 14k. And same with other items. We started making cells fast, so I just kept repeating the process, cutting down trees and crafting and selling those 5 items. After 30 minutes I made 758k, slightly better than the coral method, which means we can make up to 1.5 million per hour. And remember, all that with just a stone axe. I think that's amazing, that you can make so much money with just a stone axe, or I think wooden axe will work as well. Next method is selling sand. This method came from viewer comments and I finally decided to try it, and I can promise you it actually works pretty well. All you need is a desert and a shovel. A better shovel boosts this method a lot. I used one with efficiency 3, and honestly I don't think there's a huge difference between efficiency 3 and 5. If you don't have a good shovel yet, you can start with iron shovel, make some money, and then just buy a better one. That's called investing. Once your inventory is full of sand, go to slash orders and sell it for the highest price. For me, that was 50 per block, meaning I made around 100k per full inventory, and it doesn't take too long to fill up. I repeated the process a few times, and in 30 minutes I made 623k. That's 1.24 million per hour, which is quite a lot, so I think this is a pretty solid method, definitely worth trying. And now let's move on to the method number 4, selling planks and composters. This one is still about wood, but a bit more focused. We are only selling 2 items, planks and composters. You can combine this with the earlier wood method, but managing too many different items can be a bit overwhelming, so I recommend keeping it simple. And here are some tips that you have to consider when doing this method. Planks sell much faster than trapdoors, doors and other blocks from the previous methods, so we'll need to chop trees quickly to keep up with demand. So better axe will be more helpful in this method, but you can still work with only a stone axe. But yeah, I highly suggest you to get at least like a normal diamond axe to chop trees faster. And here's the pricing that I used: a stack of planks for between 5 to 6k, and composters around 18k. But as I said before, this pricing can be different in your case. I just wanted to sell items fast, so I was listing them for lower prices. And in 30 minutes I made 418k, so that's 836k per hour. Not bad at all, especially considering how easy this method is. Now it's time for the last method, which is selling kelp. This is the easiest method and it's perfect for new players. You don't even need tools. Of course, if you have armor with respiration and aqua affinity on your helmet and depth strider on your boots, it helps, but it's not really required. All you need to do is find an ocean, pretty easy, and swim around and collect kelp. That's all. To sell kelp, you can choose between 2 different options. You can either use /sell to increase your sell multiplier, and I think it's good for long-term profit, or sell kelp on /orders for higher prices to make money faster and, of course, to make more money. In 30 minutes, I made 58k, and I was only using /sell since I wanted my multiplier to go a bit higher. I think I should have used /orders, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. It was just for test purposes only. So anyway, using this method you can make up to like 116k per hour. Not huge, but for a fresh start it's definitely worth doing. And that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something new. If you did, please subscribe and leave a like. Only a small percentage of viewers actually do that. I have no idea why. But anyway, have a great day and ciao!